I know that you have had birds sent down through Uber. Down here on the Valencia fence line, and we're involved in a very unique project, and one I hope will roll out over time. You've sometimes heard me on videos talking about sending things to rehab, to rehabilitation. Now, obviously, people get a little bit confused with that one. Um, Basically, we're putting the birds or animals into the hands of professionals. And I'm here today with Danica from Tweet Tweet Rehabilitation. She's a professional at the job, and we send all the birds through to her. Today, though, some of them are coming back. So we're here to do a release. Now, chose this area because it's fairly safe, Valdivia being a safe area generally, if we don't talk about cats. So what I'd like to do is just introduce Danica and ask a few questions, if you like. So Danica, people find a injured bird. What is the best first aid that they can perform before we send it through?
Thank you, Simon. So when you find a baby bird, there's a difference between a baby bird and an injured bird. Make sure that the baby bird is warm. It needs to be warmer than your face. If you put the baby next to your face, you can feel if he's cold, get a heat source. Something like an old sock filled with a cup of rice, microwave it for 30 seconds, put the baby next to the heat source, make sure that there's no heat spots that's going to burn the baby. Then you need to put him in blankets in a dark box. So the idea of the dark is to keep him calm. Do not put a bird in an empty cage. Everybody's got an empty cage in the garage. Do not put a bird in a cage. An injured bird is like a person that's been in a car accident. If you've been in a car accident, all you want is just to be stabilized, wrapped in a blanket, again in a dark box. So you don't want to be in a cage with seeds and water. There's 3 different species out there: fruit eaters, insect eaters, and seed eaters, and you probably didn't identify the bird correctly in the first place. So when you find a bird, Simon, you're just going to stabilize him as a first responder, keep him warm, dark, and then you contact us.
Right. Okay, now, I know that you have had birds sent down through Uber.
Yes.
So you're obviously in contact with a lot of Uber drivers.
Yes. So
Okay.
the Uber app.
Yeah. Okay. Do you then have to pay for that?
Yes.
Okay. So obviously there are costs involved in getting the birds to you.
Absolutely.
But how do you fund your rehabilitation?
So donations is up to you, but that is what we basically need to drive, even to drive birds out on a release day. That costs money. To drive the birds to the vet, that costs money. And that's why we ask the public if they can cover the cost of the bird to get the birds to us. We ask if they can donate a small nominal fee, but it is totally up to them. We do not make people pay anything.
Right. Okay. So basically what you're saying is it's an act of love.
Absolutely.
I've rehabilitated quite a few birds myself, and I know it's not easy, it's not cheap, but it is so rewarding.
Yes.
And that's obviously why you do it, is the
Absolutely.
reward of releasing a bird back into a natural system.
Yes.
And that, to me, that's great. And the more birds we can save, the better. Now, on Valdivia, we do have a bit of a problem with domestic cats, because cats are one of the most efficient hunters out here. In case of a cat attack, I think the stress is higher than if it had been hit by a car or something like that. Is that correct?
Yes, the cat doesn't bring the bird in. If the bird makes it to your house indoors, he doesn't bring it in on a silver platter. He uses his teeth and his nails, which is full of bacteria. And a lot of people think that the bird can fly and they release it again. Usually the bird will die 7 to 12 days later due to infection. So the first thing that you're going to do is exactly the same. You're going to contain the bird, get him to us. And you probably want to know what people can do about their cats.
Yes.
So we say to people if they can put a bell or 2 around their necks. The cats are smart. Sometimes they get the first bell off, but if there's a second bell, when they sneak up to the bird, the bell can ring and deter the bird to help the bird know that there's a predator on the way.
Right. But I've also seen cats actually hold the bell, because cats are quite smart as well. So, but we do what we can, obviously. But I think also controlling cats in
Absolutely.
training them to stay indoors and things like that. I've done that myself as well. But again, cats, I guess, are part of the natural system out here, and birds are on the prey list, so we just deal with the consequences. Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to tell the viewers?
So we just renewed our Cape Nature permit, and we did the data capturing. We did 1,999 birds the last 9 months, so one short of 2,000. That is birds that came to us that was admitted, and the release rate of the overall 9 months was 58%, which is good considering the bird wouldn't have had a chance if people just said, oh, let nature take its course. But coming to us, getting medicine, getting veterinary treatment, they get another chance. So there's another 50-50 chance of being released back. And that is what we are happy about today, doing the release for that 58% that made it back.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 58% is actually quite astounding, seeing the trauma these birds have to go through.
Absolutely.
But so well done.
Thank you.
Well done you. Okay, great. So we'll be releasing the birds, and hopefully the cameras can pick up that, because the birds are going to move quite fast, I think. They want to get out of the cages. Okay, thanks very much for your time. Please, any questions, just drop them. You can pick up Danica on Facebook and what else?
Tweet Rescue and Rehab, Instagram, Facebook, email.
Okay. Yep. Okay, so feel free to contact them with donations, or if you've got a bird with a problem.